Welcome to Hacked Games. My name is Jeremy, and this is a continuation of our Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous stream. We are on our way to making ourselves a Lich, however you want to pronounce that. We left off last episode in Defender's Heart here. We are going to be speaking with, I think we had a total of 4 people still to talk with, and obviously as we recruit some more, we may have more people to speak with. But Cam and Woljif, we have things to do essentially before we want to talk to them. So the other 2 that we have are Hilor and Windwog. I think we'll start with talking with Hilor. It's a shorter conversation. Then we'll get on the road to the Thieflings area, and we'll kind of continue from there. We'll talk to Woljif after the Thieflings area. We'll save Windwog and Cam for a little later. Greetings, I am Hilor, Venture Captain of the Pathfinder Society. I'm the superior officer among Pathfinders in this region of Mendev. However, the Society is running almost no operations here right now. Besides me, there are almost no Pathfinders here. Actually, I'm only stuck here because of an old feud with a demon worshipper known as the Spinner of Nightmares. I've had to work alone without the support of the Society. But I've made a lot of acquaintances among the local mercenaries and daring fighters. If you need any good fighters for an honest cause, talk to me. Lord, do you know anything about a Pathfinder named Finian Dismar? Let me think. Dismar. I've definitely heard that name before. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too. So you're the chief in these lands now. What about Lady Ari? When I left for the wound, she had just taken up the position. I'm afraid Ari perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, now I remember. Finian Dismar went missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the lists of the fallen for a while. Here I am, alive and well. Write in your list that I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. I knew it was a misunderstanding, but now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Poor lad, but such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, and our mind can't take it. Tell me about your confrontation with the Spinner of Nightmares. It all began with a task of the Pathfinder Society. I arrived in Roshian with my team to investigate the sudden death of the famous crusader, Baron Fallen. We soon focused in on a small hospital for the wealthy, where Fallen was being treated shortly before his death. It turned out that a gang of Baphomet's cultists, calling themselves the Labyrinth of the Mind, had gotten a foothold at that hospital. They were obsessed with twisting the minds of their victims and targeting fragile people too weak to resist. The hospital was filled with perfect victims, isolated for weeks from the outside world, completely helpless. And when they returned, they were different. Almost normal, but the moment they heard a certain phrase, something dark awoke in their mind, and they transformed into servants of Baphomet, ready to lie, betray, and even kill. The Labyrinth of the Mind was preparing to infiltrate all the elite circles in Mendev, but Baron Fallen stopped them. He was too loyal to his oath, and too resistant to their spells. He fought for his freedom until the strain broke his heart. We opened and cleaned the city of Baphomet's pit of vipers. Their den was a cradle of sin and filth. They cast spells on each other, and their loathsome fantasies stepped real from their minds into the world. They dreamt of horrible and forbidden things. They fought like mad. We burned the place to the ground and slaughtered everyone we could, but the leaders of the cult were able to flee, and they were set on revenge. They abducted my daughter, Lori, who served under my command in the Pathfinder Society. They left me a note full of tart insults, mockery, and sneers. From that note, I learned the name of my enemy, the Spinner of Nightmares. A few months later, I confirmed that she was the leader of the Labyrinth of the Mind. My hunt had begun. I would get Lori back at any cost. Well, I want to know more about you. What exactly are you interested in? I'm a common Pathfinder. There are many others like me. Fate and my orders brought me to this land. How did you end up here? I was working on an assignment for the Pathfinder Society, and then a demon worshipper named the Spinner of Nightmares abducted my daughter, Lori. For the past 3 years, I've been trying to save her. During this time, I've become a specialist in scouting deep territory. We even planted agents among the cultists. Truth be told, in pursuing the Spinner of Nightmares, I've been acting more on behalf of Queen Galfrey than the Pathfinder Society. It's a long story, maybe I'll tell you the rest of it sometime. Spinner of Nightmares is a true spawn of the Abyss. I've fought her many times, but I've never been able to seize her by the throat. Tell me about your daughter. As a girl, Lori was just an angel. We lost her mother early on. She was left to follow my example. A drifter with little idea how to talk to a 10-year-old girl. But even with such questionable parenting, Lori managed to grow into a wonderful girl. Brave, smart, beautiful, entirely unbearable. She always argued with me about everything. When Lori was 18 and told me she was going to be a Pathfinder, all I said was, alright. I knew there was no use to try to talk her out of it, and she was a fine Pathfinder. I'll never forgive the Spinner of Nightmare for taking my girl from me. Tell me about the Pathfinder Society. The Pathfinder Society is a global organization that unites opportunists and adventurers of all kinds. We explore the world and uncover its secrets, travel, and sometimes face down threats. In times of trouble, the latter become our primary focus. We're driven by curiosity and the desire to make the world a better place. And, of course, some seek profit or hunger for. But in any case, it's hard work. They might send you anywhere on a mission. Weaklings have little place in the society, more for seasoned fighters. There are society lodges in many cities. The closest one is in Neuroshian. They're each led by venture captains, lads like me. The Grand Lodge is in Absalom, the center of the world. The Decemvirate sits there, the anonymous council of our leaders. Got no more questions. So this other one is, I guess since we're on hard, they must have fixed it. We don't have the retrain option. This is the hire mercenaries option. I'm not going to use mercenaries in this playthrough. I just would like to stick to the companions that they give. They have to go. And so we're off. And that's the group we're going to bring. Hideout ahoy. I'm going to look at one thing real quick. So the video looked a little bit choppy to me. I'm pretty sure the cause of that is a Windows install that's ongoing that I don't seem to be able to stop right now. It is about half done installing, so I guess just kind of continue to play and hope it gets better momentarily here. I do want to save it here because I would like to get the ring, which we're going to need to pass 2 checks in order to receive. Well, are you going to tell me who the traitor is? The name and the Moon of the Abyss that they stole. I don't need anything else. Well, I'm ready to give a name. So, we could have looked more closely at the people. What we know is that the guy has a green cloak, he has long horns and red hair. And he's middle-aged. And Melrin is the only one that matches all of that, so we're going to tell her that the traitor is Melrin. I don't know who Votiel is as of yet, but we do know that Hepzimera is I guess one of the lieutenants of the Scari, I believe. He confessed. Someone connected to the cult of Baphomet ordered him to steal the Moon of the Abyss, and the best idea he could come up with was to drag us into it. He got the scroll to take out the golem. He betrayed us to Irbeth so that he could swipe the amulet in the chaos. He thought we'd get nicked and he'd slink off to meet up with his customer. You've got the Moon of the Abyss? Let me look at it one more time. My whole life I've dreamt of holding it in my hands, if for only a second. He said when he got to the window display, the moon was gone. He's lying, of course. He had time to hand the moon off to the person who ordered it. Bloody cultists. I don't really give a shit. I'm just glad we got to the bottom of this. What are you going to do now? Clear out of this place. The sooner, the better. The city's dying, and I don't want to die with it. The city would have already died if not for the people who stood up to defend it with weapons in their hands. So defend it. I'm not stopping you. Your city. But we've always been outsiders here. Why would we fight for you now? What are you going to do with the traitor? He'll be sent to visit his distant relatives on their farm. But think about what he did. Any more questions? Never been to a farm. I imagine it's really pretty. Fields and apple trees and chickens. Yeah, sure. Chickens. Alright, we'll have to go. Good decision. I don't plan to hang around long either. Sister, you forgot something. What now? You should be happy to be alive. An apology. You promised to apologize to me, loudly, in front of everyone. We're alone now, but I still want to hear it. Well? That. So sorry, I suppose, for being wrong about you this time. Don't think that just because you didn't act like a jerk this one time that it cancels out the rest of your record. I know all about you. Till next time, Woljif. So, we need to roll at least a 3 here for this diplomacy check to say that was the most pathetic apology I've heard. You succeeded. Alright, fine, I'm sorry, Woljif. Let's part on good terms. Now we've got an intimidate check where we need a 5. And now apologize to me as well. You falsely accused my ally, you accused me. And we failed that one. I re-rolled a 4. So I'm going to reload that real quick. And we're going to give it another try. I'm not going to read through the whole scene again. We'll just kind of skip to where we can do the checks and see if we can't pass it this time. I'm going to choose the same options, I guess. We got our 3 and we got our 5. And I'm sorry to you too. And to make it up here. And now I'm leaving. You made some impression on her. I've never seen Sister Karisme back down before. Listen, Chief, when you've got a spare minute, come see me. I have something I want to discuss with you. But for now, let's get out of here. I don't like sitting below ground when the building above me is about to crash down on our heads. Alright, Woljif, we will get out, but we are going to pop our heads here before we do that. I think Wendoag probably has our best perception rolls. Over here. I guess they failed that one. We're trying to roll there. I hope maybe it doesn't have our best perception.
Now, what is that?
Damn, succeeded there. I want to see what the... Roll an 18. So this is the ring that we're hoping to get. Oh, I guess it's unidentified now. We'll grab it. Yeah. Whenever the wearer of this ring shoots an enemy engaged in melee and hits the enemy, suffers a -1 penalty on attack roll. So we want to give that to someone who's kind of playing an archer role. For right now, that would essentially be Woljif, but we're intending to drop Woljif for Nenio when we get back to going to take bracers. For Nenio when we get back to Defender's Heart, so we'll give it to Ember. Nenio also is not going to be a bow ever. Ember is bad at bows, actually. She's got a -4 because of her black influence. But she's going to be the only one that's even possibly shooting for the time being.
Keep your calm.
Alright, we'll go talk to Woljif here. Remember if I even received any trash to sell, but I guess we'll talk to Demo real quick. Get rid of anything we may have received. Just a little bit. And we did get a book, so we're gonna go dump that in our... up here. The book that we received is just the account info, so it's just additions and subtractions of the gold. And obviously it's off, so there's someone was stealing from the Thief's Guild that they knew about. Quick. And now we'll talk to Woljif.
Look, Chief, I got something to show you. Ta-da! A real beaut, isn't it?
So you did betray the Thieflings?
Oh, that cuts me deep, Chief. You and I saw who the traitor was. It's just that when we robbed the shop, I went in first and took what I wanted. Nothing wrong with that. Although, of course, I did think about hiding the moon and just taking myself off somewhere warm when all this blows over. But only because I want to see the world. Is it a crime to want to travel, huh? Is that what counts for treachery these days?
Did you really have that amulet this whole time?
Since that night, Chief, Melround didn't even set eyes on it. While he was dealing with the golem, I sneaked past them, and that was that.
Remind me, why is this item so important?
Do you really not remember it? Oh, I thought you would appreciate it. It's from the old man Fileman, the owner of the Ancient Trees and Wonders shop. It's the pride of his collection. The Moon of the Abyss, an amulet with a rare crystal crafted by an unknown maker. When I think of how much this thing is worth, it makes my head spin.
You've been searched by the guards. How did you manage to hide the amulet?
Thieves have their ways.
Why didn't you give the amulet to Karasme right away?
What? So she would slay me right away, you mean? You saw how antsy she was over Canabras and all this. So I did it. I took the Moon of the Abyss. But I didn't go to Erebeth, and Big Sister wouldn't hear my explanations. She doesn't have the time. I even thought I'd hide the moon somewhere, and then when all the noise had died down, I'd go get it and make a run for it. I'm sick of the Thieflings, and they never appreciated me anyway.
Why did you steal the Moon of the Abyss? You wouldn't have been able to sell an item so rare anyways.
Why, he asks? It's expensive, pretty. And you know, it's my amulet, actually. Not meaning I stole it, but I mean, this is my inheritance. My grandma and I were poor. All we had was a jewelry box with the moon in it. She used to store it under the floor in the basement, and she'd take it out sometimes just to look at it. She was always nicer when she had a few drinks in her, so I could ask her things then. One time I asked where she got it from, and she said it was from a demon. You know, the demon who was my grandfather. He said the moon was to be passed down. My mom was good for nothing and nobody, so that's why Grandma decided to keep the amulet for me. She used to say it would be mine when I grew up. But she couldn't wait until I grew up. She squandered my inheritance when she became a drunk. Took it to Fileman's shop and pawned it. He gave her some coppers for it, and she didn't even haggle. Just grabbed them and ran back to the tavern before last orders. I've been going to Fileman's to look at the moon ever since I was a kid. He chased me away, but I just kept going back, so eventually he gave up. He didn't skimp on security. The place was like a fortress, so he wasn't worried about a street rat like me pinching anything. Even when I got more skilled, I couldn't get any closer to it. One day, I had no one to go with. Another day, there were only oafs who'd never stolen anything more than a church donation box. But when Charisme had planned everything out, I realized I had a chance to get the moon and move away from here. Maybe to Garand. I hear it's warmer there. I've stayed with the family for too long.
And we're going to choose the evil option here. You did the right thing by not giving away the amulet. Stealing from thieves isn't even stealing. You have to put yourself first.
Allies, friends, it's all a load of crap. Life brings us together, forces us to make plans, do whatever it is we do, but it's a safe bet that this ain't forever. I might be a traitor, but the others, are they any better than me? Melround had a good reputation in the family. He was trusted, and you see what happened. If you abide by the law, anyone can rob you. So you need to break the law first when no one expects it, and run before you go soft and get too attached. Whatever you think, I owe you. I'm not just a thief. I have my own business selling things. Thanks to you, I'm still in the family. And we have the black market sewn up in this city. It's a good way to sell valuables. So, if you need anything, a scroll or something, just say the word. I have a little portal to our people in Nerosian. You put a note there, and you get what you need. I can't get you anything big, but what they do have is all high quality. Nothing's too good for you, Chief. What's mine is yours. For a price, of course.
Alright, now we gotta pop this back open to kind of do the normal conversation with him. Hey, Chief. How about letting me go? Why would you need a thief in your party? What if I rob you in your sleep? I mean, I'm not going to for now, but what if I get a rush of inspiration? Are you really staying in the party, or are you just waiting for a chance to run off? As if I could. There are demons and dangers around every corner. Don't you worry, Chief. I'll work off my debt honestly. I won't stab you in the back or go on the run with your money. And if you buy my wares, I won't have to leave at all. So this one would get us to the shop. I guess let's pop in there real quick. I don't think there's anything in here that I would like to buy specifically. No. I want to know a little more about you. How much is more? Well, your shadow looks strange. What kind of magic is that? Ladies and gentlemen, roll up, roll up. No dark magic, no fraud. A trick without any deception. Ta-da! Doesn't do anything, it just looks scary. I remember when I was little, an old beggar showed me and my friends how to make shadow puppets. You put your fingers together in front of a light, and it makes the shadow of a deer or a dog or a dove on the wall. I tried so hard. I wanted to make the best shadow. And I did. It just happened. Funnily enough, that's the last time I had any real friends. They tried to stone me later, screaming at me, calling me a demon. A tiefling is always a demon to these. Even the lowest ranking drunken gnome thinks he's better than me, just because he hasn't got horns or a tail. The poorest beggar in the filthiest gutter thinks he's better than me. Most people would never show their shadow again after that first time. But I don't care. If stones start flying again, I'll just run. I'm used to it by now. We're not going to choose any of these because we're aiming for neutral evil, so it's not the strangest thing I've ever seen. Oh well. And there I was thinking I'd impress you. Thanks for not dragging me in front of the paladins, at least. They already know me. I've been brought to them before. I remember all the paladins standing around and looking inside me for traces of evil. They couldn't find any, so they let me go. Well, you've demon blood in you. You feel drawn to the abyss? Why, are you an inquisitor or something? What's it to you? If I've wronged you somehow, just come out and say it. Don't ask me trick questions. I know how it happens. I used to know a fella. He was married to the sister of a guard. Some shady types got him drunk one night and started asking him suspicious questions about gods and about the queen. So he wakes up, hungover with a headache, and someone's mumbling something. It smells like smoke, and his feet are kind of hot. He looks down, and there's a fire under him, and the prelate is reading out his sentence. We're going to pop through the shadow one again here, just quick to get it. It says the same thing there. What do you think of Canabras? It used to be such a hole. Then the Crusaders and refugees came here, and things started looking up. Although it depends on who you ask, I suppose. Which is better steer clear of here, because Iomede's followers are ferocious, especially Hullerin Shapak, the local inquisitor. He's a tough old goat. I didn't see it myself, but a servant girl at a tavern told me her second cousin's son from his third wife is a paladin. He said that Hullerin takes an unsheathed sword with him even to the privy, and when he sleeps, he puts it on the pillow next to him. And when he's in his cups, he strokes the blade and whispers sweetly to it. You are my one true friend. You are the only one I can rely on. This really reminds me of the, I think it's Conan the Barbarian, where they talk about the route into the city, and no, I'm sorry, it's definitely Conan the Destroyer, because the thief is in. The thief goes over his cousin's mother's sister's boyfriend. Once sought his way out of there. Earbeth's given us a hard time, too. You as much as look at some nice little bauble, and before you can think of taking it, before your fingers even twitch, she's coming for you, with her nostrils flaring and her fangs glinting. Scary woman. But even she's better than Sister Charisme, our boss here in Canopus. By our, I mean Thiefling's boss. If you get caught by Erebeth, it's all out in the open. You go to prison, or you end up as worm food. But if you step on Charisme's toes, poof, you're gone. Just like that. No one ever sees you again. All you'll hear is, he went to the family farm, even though he's never had a family or a farm. Well, how did you become a Thiefling? I already was a Tiefling, and life made me a thief. I've been in this business since I was a kid. My grandma used to say, if you don't work, you don't eat. And she gave me as an apprentice to Iger, a Tiefling neighbor of ours. He was a cunning old geezer and knew how to take a purse off somebody's belt, how to cut open bags undetected, even do some magic. I used to climb through basement windows and open doors from the inside while I was still small enough. And when I grew and stopped fitting through windows, I decided I was done with my education. I repaid my grandma for everything she'd done for me, which was absolutely nothing. Why would I feed her if she wasn't bringing me any money? You don't work, you don't eat. So I took off. I got bored of my teacher too. But when I as much as hinted at leaving, he said I owed him for my education. So I just nodded, and then I joined the Owlbears, the gang that ran our district, and told him that Iger was working their territory. I don't know what happened to him, but I stayed with the Owlbears. Then their leader started giving me the cold shoulder. I did steal from him, never that much. So I had to rat them out to the guards. Then I joined the Golden Hands. That was a good time, rich pickings. I would have stayed with the Golden Hands, but the Northmen promised me a bigger cut if I told them where the Golden Hands kept their loot. I'm no fool, of course, so I told them. After that, I only had one option. Join the Northmen. Then the family came. At first, no one took them seriously, calling them Thieflings. But I felt it right away. They had power behind them. And they had some more money. I'm always on the winner's side, Chief. That's why I joined the Thieflings. And right on time, some thugs came from the capital and made the Northmen leave. The ones who survived are in the family now, too. Tell me about the Thiefling. Alright, I won't tell you everything, mine, but I can tell you a little. The Thieflings are Mendevian thieves. The gang was started in Mendev's capital by someone or other, and soon after they'd spread all over Galarian. They're also called the Family. You know why? Because us Tieflings are easy to spot. Wherever we go, guards always hassle us, asking, "Are you lost or something, Pornhead?" We usually say we're visiting family, and if they say, "Oh yeah? Who?" You give them the name of a local Thiefling who confirms everything, even if he's never seen you before in his life. That's why we're all brothers and sisters. There are rules. Who does what, who gets what cut. I won't say it's a lot, but they make it worth your while. They'll even heal you if you take an arrow. But the biggest no-no is, you don't steal from the family. You don't contribute to the shared pot, you'll get the cold shoulder. You won't be treated like family no more. Then everyone will hear how you went to visit some relatives who have a farm someplace. My best guess, the farm is some underground well beneath Canabras where they breed grave rooms. If Sister Charisme, our boss, looked the other way more often, I'd really be able to spread my wings. Nobody should live under constant threat of punishment. You could kill Charisme and take her place. Now there's an idea. Nice try, Chief, but I'm no killer. Never have been. And assassins are expensive. You know, they bumped up the prices last year. I asked a friend of mine why he charged so much, and he says to me, I've learned to see the true value of my work. I read in a book, and whatever you think your worth is, that's what you learn. Can you believe it? I didn't even know the mug could read. I can't just have Charisma taken care of. It's too much trouble, and no one will like it. People respect her, mean as she is. Are your family tieflings too? My family. It's an interesting story, actually, but I don't tell it to just anyone. My father and mother had a bakery. Their life was great, but the gods never blessed them with any children. One day, my mother went to the river to wash some clothes and saw a basket floating downstream. Inside the basket was a baby. Adorable and chubby and fast asleep. It was yours truly. In my hand was a note spritzed with expensive perfume that said, "Take care of my little angel." My mother brought me home, and she and my father realized right away that I was heaven sent. They raised me as their own. When I turned 15, my mother showed me my baby blanket. It was embroidered with the coat of arms of an unknown kingdom, all in gold thread. Ever since then, I've been looking for my real parents. It's not easy. Traveling takes money. So if you have a few gold coins, I'll pay you back as soon as I find my real family. I give you my word. That doesn't sound very believable. Seriously? Usually everyone just believes everything I say. People love stories like that. You know, a cute baby, a basket, a blanket. What's not to love? They look at me differently, as if I'm worth more just because of the sheets I spit up on might have had a fancy coat of arms on them. If I was really a prince, I wouldn't be sitting around here, I can tell you that much. I'd already gone to take what was rightfully mine, and then I'd come back with an army, so I could watch the guards and merchants who pushed me around all my life bow and scrape before me. But that's not going to happen. Want to hear the real story? The true story is boring. My family's human, both my mother and my father. They used to live in a village nearby. I forget the name. When my ma had me, my own man got so mad he almost killed her. Pinned her to the wall and started asking questions, like why his son had horns and a tail. Well, my ma told him that her mother, my grandma, used to fool around with a demon. When he heard this, Daddy Dearest got drunk, trashed the house, and then took off. I don't remember any of this, of course. My grandma told me. I was about 3 years old when my mother brought me to Canaveras and left me with my... She said to her, "You and your demon have ruined my life. Now you handle him." Then she left. I haven't seen her or my dad since. She did leave a blanket, though. Part was true, but my grandma burned it because it was infested with lice. It wasn't even good enough to use as a rag. You think, after all that, my grandma saw the light, felt rightly ashamed, and kissed my horns? I wish. People used to give her trouble for fooling around with the demon. She wasn't welcome anywhere, so she got angry. Normal kids get bedtime stories, see, but the only tales I got told were how my dad was worthless, my mom was a slut, and I was a demon spawn that no one cared about. She only kept me so I could help around the house and steal things she needed. So, that's the truth. We're going to skip through this real quick again, just to, I guess, get rid of the highlight on this one. And that is all for Woljeff for now. So back on the road. This time we are going to be headed for a certain tower. Southern part of this. I think... I guess we can... think there's a different... No. We're good. Woljeff... Oh, wait. The thing I do want to do is I don't want Woljeff to have Finny in it. Doesn't... We'll look at who to give that to in a... I think I also have to turn tactical mode on, or turn-based mode. But we'll do that, I guess, the first time we're in combat, or after we get down to tower here. Does she have the highest knowledge world? I would think that Nenio's... Yeah, Nenio's higher than her. I don't know why Sela took that check. But that's fine. It's fighting time. Alright, turn base is on. The one shear, I can't do anything else, so we'll just have the elk charge him. Then we'll adjust the formation here. After we kill him, I guess. And probably look at Nenio's action marks. Alright, here you go, Mr. Elk. Get hit. Let's try to put him to sleep, I guess. Down he goes. Alright, formation. I kind of want dog in the back here. Definitely. Be like this. No, probably like this. I didn't mess that up now. Okay, that's fine.
You require my unbiased opinion?
Think gone over your spells. Maybe we have. So we will do her normal abilities that we'll be using. I don't know that we'll use this a lot, but we may use it. Her spell. Let's see. This one over here. Actually, we'll put the long-term buffs there. Do kind of right here. We'll do kind of the illusionary things. Oops. And I won't. Awesome. I don't think I'm going to put acid in lightning. Unlikely that we'll ever actually need to use those. She has some. I'm going to put these. Good for now. Did loot that guy, so hit the road. I think the intention was to sleep here. Let's just take a look at what we have for spells. Nothing. Okay. Because we're going to sleep here, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in a couple of resist energies. We do know that the, I guess, little leader faction is able to cast a fireball, so we'd like to get some people covered that take less damage. Fire. I think that's really all we're going to have to assist with that, though. This may also be the first time we've rested out in the world. No, we rested at the one. So let's see. I think we will add. Let's add Nenio up here, and we'll add Sipa up here to help them out a little. We'll hold off on scroll scribing or alchemy. After we get our skills up a little bit more. Rashula Uplander, if you spent as long in the caves as I did, This endless fuss of how terribly mongrels suffer, how hard their lives are. Do you not have anything else to talk about, you savage? Come on, girls, get along. We don't need a cat fight. Into the tower we go. Did we actually even buy the, oh good, we got one of our dexterity people. Oh, we did not. So we actually don't even have a way to scribe scrolls or make potions right now. We do have our ring though, right? That was our first purchase. Our next purchase is going to probably be along the lines of picking up one of those that we can make something. Tenebris burns, the city that should never have fallen. Fate shows no mercy. Darkness and malevolent rage hide behind many masks, but I see them for what they are. I see them in you. I hear the echo of menacing footsteps. I feel the heat of ancient, cursed rage. Old enemy, you will not escape so easily. Servants of the Abyss, you entered the house of memory with evil in your souls. Soon you will be but a memory. And she's attacking us. How could she? Oh, we win. So, Vision of Eliandra says the same thing that she had said. Picture of Queen Galfrey, gone. Picture of Farewell to Sarkoris. Eliandra is apparently the legendary priestess of Polra, near the city of Ives, I believe it's pronounced. This one is the Yaniel by a fountain picture that Sela is referencing, where you can see her holding a ring. None will escape my all-seeing eye. Someone stole the picture of Holrin fighting a shadow demon. World long gone. Thematic collection of various artworks, and someone has stolen them. Well, get a little closer on this one. Seat of Grief, a view of the infamous Heaven's Edge estate. This is the place where most of the Mendemian stalkers fell prey to a supernatural plague. So this is probably Darren and his mom. You brought us back to waking. What do you want, foe? Who are you? Not who. What? Memories. This place was created as a cradle of memory, fantasy. Things that belonged to the city's heroes were kept here. People used to come to this place to remember those heroes, and self and the others are living memories. You woke us, so here we are. Lots of things seem silent, only until you care to listen to them. Like here, someone's memory has awoken to reveal itself to us. I thought it was only my kin who arranged stupid displays like this. Heroes, relics, ridiculous. Who needs this scrap metal left behind by people dumb enough to get themselves killed? Who wants to admire a collection of failures and defeats? So, your memories of who? Of the heroes of the city wish to immortalize. Go touch a memory, see how they remembered us. After all, this place was created so that our names would never disappear. Wish I could say that we have not dishonored your memory, but Tenebris lies in ruins, and But you fearlessly battle the invaders with no thought for yourself. You have earned no censure. We are proud of you. Why did you attack me then? Because you are darkness. The abyss lives within you, and you gladly submit to it. I can sense that you recently allowed your bloodlust to blind you in order to stand against a powerful demon. This confrontation took place very close by. somewhere deep below the city, but the echo of your deeds has reverberated much further. The world takes note of all doings, deeds, and even thoughts, noble and dark alike. I don't know what you are, but you frighten me, and I have a memory of someone who spent centuries fearlessly fighting the hordes of the Abyss. You fought for centuries, and you lost for centuries? Maybe the world needed someone stronger than you to get the job done. The hordes of the Abyss have battled each other since the dawn of time, but the triumph of one monster over another offers no reprieve to mortal kind. No matter who emerges victorious from that battle, they will eventually turn their weapons on us. Alright, well, we're leaving. Farewell, their power is running out. I think. Not a tilted screen, unfortunately. We can't really see those photos. Argona and Lariel. Lariel's the one, obviously, who got us the blade and hand of the... Or herald of... No, it is hand of the... Whoever you are, keep quiet. There's a horde of enemies just beyond this door. Come over here and you'll see what I mean. Get it together, idiots. No more looting. You're all to sit tight here and wait for the order to attack Defender's Heart. It's the last bastion of the Crusaders' resistance. We'll flatten them and claim our victory. Into the Abyss with all the Crusaders and Defender's Heart. Keyless, the city is ours already. Now it's time to enjoy the spoils. Split up into groups quickly and I'll tell you where to go and what to bring back. Maxon, you idiot. Go back to Baphomet. He must be missing his lapdog. Everyone here will be following my orders. I'm in charge. We won't submit to you, dirty Deskerite. Keep out of this, Killis, or I'll curse all your extremities to wither and drop off. Everyone listen to me. What we're going to do is... Looking for a fight, Faxon? Well, you've got one. Had enough, worm? I'm in charge here. Keyless is the strongest. No looting, only slaughter. We're gonna sit here and wait for the command to attack. The Defender's Heart will fall.
I'd stay away from there right now. The tower is the main stronghold of the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth and their allies. Going up against that many of them would be suicide. I have a better idea. If the demons and legions were better organized, the Crusaders would have been crushed long before now. But they're always trying to spread in every direction. Right now, in every corner of the city, there are demons like Kylus who are trying to consolidate their forces to launch a joint attack on the Defender's Heart.
Well, what do you suggest?
Don't even think about trying to take them all on mincemeat. Better to warn the Crusaders
Bad
and
weather
the
comes at
Defender's
the
Heart
worst time.
that the demons are planning to attack. And later, once the attackers have been taken care of, it'll be much easier to sweep through this tower and eliminate the defenders left behind.
Like when dueling with rapiers. One doesn't lunge, but waits for the opponent to strike and leave themselves open.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Well, thanks for your advice. Who are you?
Rapier. I'm a contract killer who's been hired to kill that demon that just walloped that other one. I've tracked him all the way here, and was planning to kill him when that crowd showed up, so I had to pull back.
So, there are people who only hunt demons. And demons think they are the superior hunters.
They think so. Their overconfidence will be their downfall.
Well, who hired you?
I'm afraid that's confidential. As a professional, I'm obliged to keep my client's name a secret.
We could attack them together.
I have no desire to die today. If you choose to go in there, I'll take advantage of the opportunity, of course. I'll kill Kylus and get back here as quickly as I can. I'm not going to fight any of the others. I don't work for free.
The city is burning. People are dying. And you're thinking about how to fill your pockets?
Yes. So what? Listen here, girl. If you're so eager to save someone, go and do it. And don't waste your breath preaching at me.
No, I'm going now.
I hope you act wisely.
You're so sad.
What are you doing here, girl? This is no place for people like you. Go. Hide somewhere safe.
Alright, we are going to try to make a couple
I'll try.
checks here, so we're going to save it in case we fail. One down. I guess I should probably just save it in between each one.
Oh, well, that happened.
Huh. Great.
It's just not
my 50% mischance. We fell. You can't actually get out of that location without starting the fight. I mean, you probably can, I guess, if you have a bunch of people with very high stealth, but I've never been able to. Let's see, it was Sela who was doing this. We'll pull off her armor and give her slightly higher athletics. Was she garbage at athletics? That looks like that's something that we are going to have to invest some points in here going forward. And I'm pretty sure the elf will be trying to do this mobility check again. There, he made it. So next up is another athletics check. Slightly lower than this one, I guess. Lightning bolt really hurt. What else did it do to her? Oh, she's staggered. I guess being hit by a bolt of lightning probably makes sense. Stagger you. Alright, we're going to start the fight from up here. First, we're going to do some buffing. What do we have for heals? Let's do heals.
I'll watch your back.
Oh, good. Going away.
Where I can.
Full weather.
Open your heart to me.
Let's make people big. just Sela. Sela's the only one we want marching in charge. Strength. I give Windog the now. And I'm not going to put this one on the right now. Let's see, fire, Windog. Maybe and I guess. He's the other one who's likely to possibly be targeted right away. And then let's heal these guys that are.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Aparane Sentes. A bright future awaits us.
The blades.
I wonder.
Have any? Well, maybe I should cast it.
Inimos Tradisios.
They'll make it hard to hit us, in case they target us.
Where do you want me?
Anything new?
No, air, orma. Esme, Axe, yes.
Alright. We're gonna open the fight with the pit here. We're gonna toss this down in this region. If Faxon evades it, we want him to get pushed towards the bottom front of the pit, where we still have access to smack him.
Esme, Axe, yes.
Looks like he's falling in though, which is optimal for us. Alright, well, Windwog run down here. Ember is kind of going to follow her, but stay a little bit back. I have everyone else stay just a little bit back here, except for the elk. The elk is going to go as far as he can. And hopefully we can draw them all to that side. And also hopefully Faxon doesn't get out of the hole right away. Why does he still get the bonus? I think I don't know if that means that I have a 50% miss chance against him. They're totally cheating though. That is what it is. So, Windowog, what armor class do you have right? 32. What is our bulk is at 28. We're gonna come kind of guessing here, but I think that they're gonna try to buff and move towards us rather than actually swinging this. Can I hit him? No, I can't. So, Daniel's just going to kind of move down to the stairs here. Faxon get out. Faxon failed. Alright, let's see if we can put this guy to sleep. And we will coup de grace him next turn. Oh, that guy went the wrong way. We didn't want him to go that way. We'll have the elk run back up the stairs, probably. And see if he can't fight the dretch. or stall the dredge.
Apparane sentes.
Not an optimal casting test there, but fine with that. So yes, we have a 50% chance to miss them right now because the weather was bad a while ago. Enyo. I think we just move back a little bit and we'll try to cross-ray him. See if the dredge is sleepy. He is.
Done with you.
So we're gonna keep luck up on Windowog for now. We don't want this guy to hit her. We'll just try to coup de grace with the elk. Good enough. Let's see. Well, actually, we'll probably wait for one more turn. We'll leave the pit up here. Kind of get people in position. Then we'll try to take fact. I'm going to move Emperor down here, I think. So now, I guess, technically, we don't really need, but... Oh, Windowugs had fallen off. I did that wrong anyways. But now, she would technically have luck for 2 turns, because we both cast luck, which would last for 1 turn, and Enchanted, which pushes it to 2 turns. Let's delay until after Nenio. And Nenio, go ahead and get rid of your pit. And just in case he does cast a fireball on us, go somewhere next to him. Oh, he gets to go right away.
They'll beg me to stop.
Optimally, I guess I should have kept delaying everybody's turn until I saw his face pop up. Then we would have had a full round where everybody goes.
Go.
Nobody's dead. He did knock us down right away, though. Kind of expected, I guess. He's gonna do some touch attacks here coming up, I believe. Probably not against... Probably against... Right. So... I hit him. hit him for a couple. He missed his touch attack. That's entirely thanks to oh, did he just... No, he rolled successful. Why didn't he have to roll twice? I think he's supposed to have to roll twice there.
Into the fray!
I have to reread Protective Luck, maybe. Yeah, it's a touch attack. He should have had to roll twice. For whatever reason, he did not. Can't quite coup de grace him there. Should be able to with somebody. And yeah, the seal should technically die, whoever does this. Even if he doesn't, when he stands up, there's too many people around him.
No mercy for the wicked!
And the cultists are purged. Make sure we can get our buckler over here. We'll head down to the basement. We will throw the buckler on her because it is an upgrade. Oh, and we have Finian to hand out as well. So we have a magic longsword, we have a magic whatever staff thing. He doesn't have magic technically. Rapier we could use. I think I'm gonna give Finian Ember for the time being. Because we did get that extra strength, essentially so we could use long at this point. I also think there is, for whatever reason, a longbow down here that we might grab. So it might be, that might be silly of us because we might not even get the upgrade we're looking for.
Keep your calm.
Hey, who are you? Praise Baphomet. What are you doing here? Did Faxon send you? I heard a noise outside, but I was busy making a list of the relics. Did something happen? Who are you? I'm Telmer, the scribe and senior aide to Lord Xanther, the Plagued One. And do forgive me, but Faxon has been assigned to this command, has he not? Where is he? What are you doing here? I'm compiling a list of the valuable Crusader artifacts. Lord Xanther has ordered that everything of use be transported from Canabras and saved from looting and destruction. We chose the museum as the place to collect and sort through the trophies. Unfortunately, the local thieves have proved even quicker off the mark than the demons. They ransacked the museum in the first few hours of the assault. But there are some objects of interest among the exhibits they left behind. The museum custodian has been kind enough to advise me on those. But where is Faxon? Where's the museum custodian? Over in the gallery. I deceived him. I told him I was a crusader. It wasn't difficult. The old geezer's out of his mind. So tell me where's Faxon? Well, we are neutral evil, so we're going to attack him. Get your hands off the crusader relic. Oh, I have valuable letters from Lord Xanther here. I must destroy them. And he starts choking on his letters. No, I want to read what it says. Spit that out. Windwog, watching the half-elf suffering, snorts and bursts into laughter. Yeah, we'll watch him gasp for breath. And he died. What an idiot. Goddess punish them all. At least we can see the kind of mind that swears allegiance to a demon. I wish all cultists were as dumb as this one. Forgot to put Sila's. Let's see if we can loot him. Crumbled piece of paper with bite marks and traces of saliva. Pack up the relics. Brought potions. So this version of the letter doesn't say to hide the potions behind the rune. I wonder, I bet we won't be able to see it. No. So if you do the other option and you get the masticated letter instead of the, or whatever the other one is called, if you get the letter in better shape, it'll actually say to hide the potions behind the runes, and then this rune will become interactable. You can get potions behind it. But you do have to read the letter. Relic Priest of Iomade, Faithful Crusader. Law taken from Terendelev. Wand of Zacharias. Helmet of... pronounce that Baptist. So, Hell Knight's helmet, what was this one again? This is a copper vessel and oil. God. Stay back. Which are you, robber or demon? Lower the wand or else. I'm sorry, I was distracted. What were we talking about? Who are you? I forget. Aha, I'm Teldin, the custodian here. My memory isn't what it once was. My faculties are failing me. But at one time, my mind could cut like a diamond. I was a battle mage. One of the few who survived the Battle of the Lost Chapel. But I'm an old man now. Sometimes I set down my keys one moment. Next, I can't remember where I put them. Controlled amnesia. The ability of the mind to eliminate non-essential information. What we have here is a case of plain old senility. Here they are, my keys. My little lovelies. I would never give you away to anyone. What are the keys for? Well, these keys are for everything. I can open every door in the Tower of Estrad with these. Museum custodian on duty must carry these keys at all times and never be parted from them. Not even for a second. Why is that? Because if the keys were left unattended, they would be pinched by thieves, wouldn't they? Thieves who'd strip the museum of all its treasures. Why don't you give me those keys? Out of the question. According to museum protocol, the custodian does not have the right to hand over the keys. I am personally responsible for the safety of the exhibits in the storeroom. Well, we're going to do diplomacy here. We need to roll a 4. And we succeeded. You're right, I'm just an old duffer. Take whatever will help you and go defend our city. Why did the demons spare you? Demons? There have been no demons in this museum. I heard them breaking into the tower, but then everything went quiet. Then a very polite young fellow came along, a half-elf. He said Canabras was under attack, but that the Crusaders had already recaptured the tower. He said he'd been sent to oversee the evacuation of the museum. He was very pleased to find me here. I've proved a very useful resource. I showed him all the most valuable relics, explained what they were. He wrapped them up, labeled them, and carried them off somewhere. I've been here all this time. I locked the doors and stood guard to make sure no demon. But I've seen none of one of them. Haven't heard any either. I've grown hard of hearing over them. Maybe the short lifespans of my people isn't a curse, but a blessing. At least we never lived long enough to turn into something so pathetic. The half-elf was a demon worshipper. What do you mean, demon worshipper? That fine young lad, so well-dressed, so polite? But he said the Crusaders. Oh my word. The relics, we must go after them. Sorry, did you say something? What happened here? First, the bell started ringing, and then there were noises in the street. Then the dragon, Lady Terendelev, began to roar. I went to lock the door, but they were already here, inside. The thieves. There were 7 of them, or perhaps 10, I don't remember. They were talking some rubbish about how they were all orphans, supposedly, and that they were dangerous. They grabbed me and wouldn't let me go, and then they looted the place. They took anything with even a lick of gold on it, relics too. The museum boasts a very extensive collection, you know. And worst of all, they took the wand. And when they were done, they tossed me aside like a piece of old junk. They didn't even bother to kill me. What wand did the thieves steal? The wand of Zacharias, my master. He was a great man, the hero of the defense of the Lost Chapel. And those scoundrels took his wand, a relic. Ballads are sung about Zacharias, and they're just damn thieves. Master Zacharias will return, and he will assemble all of us, his students, and we'll show them. I'll show them what a battle mage Teldin is made of. You were just asking me about something. I forget what it was. Where can I find these robbers? I haven't the foggiest. They're thieves. They know out-of-the-way places where they won't be found. That's where they are, if they're still alive. But they won't be in the city. I heard them talking amongst themselves about how they needed to get out of Canabras before the demons fight them out. We'll pop back into here real quick. Tell me about Zacharias. A great hero he was, fearless but insightful. He never underestimated the strength of demons. When they laid siege to the Lost Chapel, Zacharias, who stood in the breach to rescue the clerics. He understood we couldn't hold out, but he refused to retreat. He had vowed to defend the temple. Before the final onslaught, he gathered up his surviving apprentices, looked us over, and picked me. He said, Teldin, today I will die, and leave my comrades behind. Take my wand and bring it to Canabras. Should an hour of great need come, a worthy crusader can take the wand and bring it to me. I will know that my brothers need me once more, and I will come to their aid. Not even death shall stop me. And so I brought his wand, and his final words here. I also brought something else, here. This is the way I am. Fear consumed my mind, it shattered my reason. I was so desperate to forget that terrible day that my memory slowly but surely fled my wretched head. Well, are you alright? Old age, my young friend. Old age and the poison of fear seeping into my mind. Both have turned me from a crusader and a battle mage into the sorry specimen you see before you. This museum is all I have. Whenever I forget who and where I am, I just read the exhibit labels. They're of the past, like... Now some ruffians have ransacked this place. I'm frightened. Very frightened. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. All the scary things have already happened. They're in the past. Scary. So scary. Tell me about the museum exhibits. It would take a lifetime to tell you all there is to know, but I'll take you on a tour of the highlights, some of my personal favorites. You should have a look yourself, you won't regret it. For instance, we have a painting here depicting angels fighting demons. Now you may find it hard to believe, but in the first Crusades, many heavenly beings fought shoulder to shoulder with the Crusaders. And these two in the painting are Targona and Lariel, the Silver Twins as they were called. I actually met them, you know. When I was a young man studying under Master Zacharias, they had no airs or graces about them. They walked among the mortals. They spoke to us. They healed our wounds. Lady Targona I remember especially well. She had a special, unearthly wisdom within her. The angel Lariel, on the other hand, was known for his daring, and the youngest Crusaders idolized him. I wonder where they are now. Twins. We don't have celestial beings in our world anymore. They all left sometime during the Second Crusade, on a very important mission, they said. But I do love looking at this painting and remembering those days when envoys of heavens walked among us, and the light that seemed to shine within them. What was I saying? You must be a messenger, yes? Or are you a visitor? Why did those times end? Why did the Celestials not fight with us still? Heaven has not abandoned us, surely. Heaven is above us, far, far away. Everyone there is good, I hear, but they can't see us from all the way up there. They don't want to help, fine, there's no need. Relying on the help of others is weakness. We'll win on our own. That's right, we'll win on our own. There's nothing else we can do. You said that the angels were twins, but how can angels have siblings? That's a good question. Of course, angels are not born like mortals, so they can't have a mother and father or sisters and brothers as we understand them. Angels come into being from reincarnated souls or from pure essence of the upper planes. Sometimes, angels may adopt some features of mortals. For instance, they can identify as male or female. Although that is not generally their way. Some of them can also develop bonds of camaraderie or even kinship. But the case of the Silver Twins is rarer still. They are two angels who emerged from one soul. What else should they call themselves if not twins? Alright, I have to go. I'm not going to do either of these. Attacking him may be evil, but it's also just kind of dumb. I don't know. I don't think we're dumb. Alright, let's loot the rest of the stuff.
There are many roads to success.
And we've got his keys, so we can just pop these doors open. Grab all the things. Did pick up some armor right there that we're going to use. We'll probably throw it on her just so she can further. That's also a pretty, well, not a big upgrade, but it's a slight upgrade. Just by one, I guess. Don't want her. So yeah, we'll not use the hide armor.
I will guide.
Well?
And Camellia, up your head in here.
Now, what is that?
See if we can
What do we have here?
take care of some traps for her.
I am helpful, am I not? I hope you appreciate this. I am helpful, am I not?
And we'll continue with the ransack of tower here.
I am helpful, am I not?
Yeah, there's our bow. We will give that to her. Something different. Opinion. So, longsword that we're using that we like. Like rapier. So we won't be getting a lot of use, obviously we're not doing a ton of attacking with Amelia right now. Have her completely out of armor. Might as well throw her in armor for a bit still. I think we are going to split off our next 2 levels, and after those 2 levels, Dual Warrior, we won't want her in armor. That's all for the tower.
Focus on the goal.
Go to this list area real quick.
I refuse to accept their statement.
Darn bards. So let's see what we have here. We've got gonna leave the bard. There's a sure bet. Yeah, I better go ahead of him. And just gonna sneak attack on him, and we're gonna hope that he doesn't kill him. He'll charge him. Oh. That's an odd weapon for the bard to have, but whatever. So he did drop us, he didn't kill us. Kinda knew he was gonna be swinging at us. Or swinging, shooting. Bard is out of commission. Let's see, we got ×2 on her. I'm gonna have the elk. It's his horns. Are those anyway? Those are also ×2. But slightly higher dice, I guess.
I'll cut you wide open.
I don't think we're gonna need luck to get the remainder of his hit points off him.
Surrender, or else!
So we'll just kind of try to make it hurry up and get rid of him.
No match for me.
Watch out for trouble.
We'll see about throwing a couple heals on us after we get to the next location we're heading to. Should be right about now. We have enough offensive cooldown still to get through this area, I believe. Might be running low on heals, but for heals we'll just use some of the... So, does she have any heals left? She does not.
This war must
Hers
end.
got 6, but they're going to be into her other casts. I'm actually, I don't care about that. I'm primarily going to have her shooting, I think, or...
Yes.
Shooting or using her bow.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm always open to ideas.
Knowledge
You
is
can
the
trust
key
me.
to victory.
We'll have Sela here use a couple potions. Down to only 50 left.
No reason to pause.
I'll watch your back.
Keep your wits about you.
I'm not going to use these cooldowns for the first fight here, or these... I'm not going to buff and spell for the
Keep your
first
calm.
fight. We'll kind of use them on the second fight. I don't
Death is life's final
think
surprise.
that I'm going to mess around in
Enjoy surprising people.
Market Square that much. So after this, we'll probably head to Market Square just to
I
drop
hope you appreciate this.
armor we have on us off to minimize our weight. And then we'll go to Wormsmith. Perception check. Absence of an answer is an
I
answer
am
too.
helpful. Am I not?
We have Wrap taken care of. Save it real quick. Just in case all the dice hate us. I'm going to charge over here for the wizard.
Time to practice my combat abilities.
And can you charge these guys? You cannot. Oh, these guys? And charge these guys. Okay, do that. Okay, so I should be able to move up here. It looks like I didn't look at all the initiative rolls, but it looks like she's going to go before anybody on their team. So that's perfectly fine. And currently, both of our tanks should be closer to these guys than any of our other people, so they should go after our tanks. Is also what we want out of them. Just pull this out here. Shoot anybody. Probably could have if we had that out rather than dagger right away. Alright. I want way to get to the wizard. Wizard, wizard, wizard. I don't see a way. Oh, we're gonna get the hurt fighter. I'm gonna try to move now over here. There we go. We got the wizard. We didn't want him to cast magic missile at us, so that's a plus.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Let's see. I will just get him. That should.
I'll rip you apart!
Be about done here. They are all hitting at the elk, so that's perfect. What that means is we do want to use just the chant here. That gives us enough to keep this going at 2 rounds with just using a move action.
The spirits demand your blood.
Now if we're in range, next turn we could technically attack with her.
The light, take you!
And since he's going to run now, we do get the opportunity to attack with her.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Unless we kill him. Basement right quick. Now we'll use just a couple of buffs.
We'll make
Oh, actually,
things
do we use
right.
buffs?
I need to
We'll probably just use
concentrate.
less here.
Together we stand.
Now we'll use this too. And Mr. Elk. Going in on this guy.
No time for debates.
The first time the kineticist goes, he is almost guaranteed to hit us with the ranged attack. So have her hit for a moment. Oh, it's this. This isn't. killed him with a snowball. Alright, Elk is going in. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just have him attack the Sparkling Fist guy. We'll see if we can't put him to sleep. And now I kind of feel like any of the spells I cast before combat are a little bit wasted. But it's not the end of the world. We're just going to run all the way up here with Camilla.
They'll beg me to stop.
Guy's gonna run away and probably die.
Into the fray!
Right, I think we delay until after Sela and we just have Sela kill him. If for some reason she doesn't manage to, though, we've got plenty of people to swing at him. Did not manage to. Doesn't actually look like we are going to kill him this round. Not the end of the world again, but... Oh, there we might now.
Too late for apologies.
When he stands up, he's probably gonna die. Frankly, hit him for nothing. Right. Darn people and their ice resistance. Oh, we must be a little overloaded here based on our movement. They're up to heavy. One of the things that we found, though, I think we're going to have her throw on this.
There are many
We're probably going to just sell the Diadem. Not really interested in having a kineticist with us. I don't really like the class. Not the mechanics of the class are fine, very strong, but I think I mentioned this before. I don't really like the idea of the class. So we are going to stop in Market Square and we're going to drop a bunch of armor here. This real quick, so moves over for me to do this. We're gonna hold on to the hide, the magic hide armor, but I think we're just gonna drop all the other. And now we'll head down to Worms. They redid the pathing here so that we can get here from this location, so we're gonna head this way first. There'll just be slightly less traveling later. Oh, spiders all up on our faces. Use this and we'll see if we can't. Oh, is there other... Okay, no, it doesn't look like. See if we can't waddle this direction. Oh, they didn't even get a attack of opportunity. Oh, did we succeed? That's what I should have checked. I don't even see that. Maybe we were a little bit away from them? Got Sela there. Oh, it does look like Nanio needs to use acrobatics here, but she didn't quite make it away. We'll throw a snowball this direction. And she doesn't have precise shot. I'm gonna give Sela protective luck here. Throw another snowball here. That's a little bit. See if Windu can take this. Okay. I got a bunch of little spells. We are going to sleep before we go into Worms, so using up spells here doesn't matter.
The Inheritor, guide my blade! Yes.
And kills the spider
You are today's sacrifice.
with a snowball.
No match for me.
Not a lot of hitting there for us.
The light!
There we go. Oh, this way. Continue wandering through the, I mean, I'm assuming we're kind of climbing up and down in there, but I don't really know, I guess. I'm gonna go in real quick. We'll have the conversation with Gwyrm, and then we'll go back out. Ah, there you are. At last. You certainly took your time. I thought perhaps you got lost on the way here. I was already regretting not drawing you a map. It's a tragedy to see one's house in such a sorry state. I always had a few guards in my service, you know. I hope those blockheads died honorably. Didn't simply flee at the first sign of danger. My manor, you see, contains several items that are of great value to me. I wish to retrieve them before they are discovered by my fellow citizens. In the current chaos, seem to have taken to thieving and marauding like ducks to water. But here's what I want you to do. Take a stroll through my house, peek into the rooms, and if you find anyone, kill them on the spot. That'll teach any opportunist to stay away from Worm's Manor. While I was standing here by the entrance, I could clearly hear the sound of someone rooting around inside. Any possessions of mine you find in there, you can keep. It's all as good as lost to me anyways. When you're sure the house is empty, give me a signal from my study window. Wave a torch around or something like that. You decide when you get there. You're not coming in with me? The very notion. You think I hire guards to do my bidding just so I can put myself in danger along with them? No, 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 no. I've taken on my fair share of risk already today. But all the same, you took the risk of coming here even though you were well aware of the danger. What is it that draws you here so strongly, like a moth to a flame? Oh yeah, that's enough. Oh, it seems I hit a sore spot. What are these valuable items that they're worth risking your life by going back into the manor? Never you mind. I'm paying you to clear out the ruffians inside, not ask questions. In any case, you'll learn what this is all about just as soon as you clear the way to my study for me. So restrain your curiosity for now. You're sad about your things. Because of them, you want us to kill people. Don't lecture me about right and wrong. If it gives you some comfort, let me assure you that marauders are not innocent little lambs. Far from it. They would gladly kill you to get their hands on my possessions. Alright, I understand. Well, get on with it. Are you waiting for a special order? I shall await your signal. And good luck in there, I suppose. We're gonna pop our heads back out. And one thing that we should for sure do, let's trade this back to what we had it on before. Oops, come on, dark skin. I don't remember what I had. Have another cure? We probably had another cure. We don't need more strength. We could use another strength. But we could always slam more strength on Windu so she has a better chance to hit. That's what we'll do. But I think we're kind of reaching the end of this episode here. So we'll start off with the rest, and then we'll clear Gorm's Manor next episode. And we should be able to do the party house during the same one. And then we'll try to start clearing up. I might run all the way up back to Defender's Heart and then go back to Market Square to start clearing. If you've managed to spend the time with me this long, or to the end of the episode here, thank you for that. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and click on the like button at the bottom of the video. If you would like to see more of this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. If you have anything you'd like to tell me, please do so in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, which is going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard. Thank you.